Rough Cuts. Tonight we'll have the latest in movie news, our review of Fox's Sleepy Hollow, and our shared thoughts on bringing the classics to the silver screen. Get ready to enjoy some fun. You're watching Rough Cuts. Welcome to Rough Cuts. I'm Dara Whitman, and here with me today is Chris and Jeff. How you guys doing?
I'm pretty good.
I'm good, can't complain.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get ready for some news. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels returned to star in the sequel to 1994 comedy Dumb and Dumber. Carrey recently tweeted pictures of the actors on set, and Daniels stated in an interview that this film will have more outrageous scenes than the first movie is. This movie is expected to open in 2014, 20 years after the original. Now, I've never seen the original. I hear it's like a whatever movie. What do you guys think?
I'll send it to you, Chris.
Chris.
You had some comments before the show.
Why are they making a third one? They should have never even made a first one to begin with. It was just terrible. My
Okay.
God. Listen. All right, Dumb and Dumber was I put it on par with, like Dragon Ball Evolution, The Last Airbender, Hangover 3. It was
That
just
bad?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. It's just stupid. I never laughed once. And I'm a big Jim Carrey fan. I laughed at The Mask. I laughed at Liar Liar. I like I overall like his movies. I think he's generally a funny guy. I just did not laugh at once. I understand the concept of it. I just didn't laugh once. I don't like mentally deficient humor. I just don't like it. It's just stupid.
I was 7 when the movie came out, so I enjoyed it. It was good teenager movie. I took it for what it was. It's not like a cinematic masterpiece or anything, but
Obviously.
I know people consider it like a classic, not like a classic, but like a comedy, like modernish classic, I guess.
I was at this stage where it's like pretty much you put anything with with someone falling over and all that, you just get a good laugh at me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, nothing could get a laugh out of me on that one. And they really shouldn't even made a second one when Harry Met Lloyd. That was even worse. It's like the sequel actually progressively got worse as it went on. Kind of like The Hangover. But except, the first Dumb and Dumber wasn't even really even good at all.
I like Dumb and Dumber. I thought that one was the best of the 3 so far. We'll see what the 4th one brings, but that was just my movie when I was younger. I find everything funny though, so I'm probably not the best
Well, they're saying
person.
that this is a sequel, so I'm thinking like, are the other two like not sequels? Are they like prequels? And this is a direct sequel?
The prequel probably was when Harry Met Lloyd, because it pretty much summed up on how they pretty much, met and pretty much how they became friends in the first place. So it's pretty much like, pretty much them going into the future and how they pretty much, how they are in everyday life as adults. Well, yeah, hopefully functioning adults.
So in conclusion, we're all looking forward to this movie. All right.
I'm not.
Filming for Disney's live-action remake of Cinderella is well underway. Downton Abbey's Lily James will star as Cinderella, or just Ella, as she will be called in the film. Other stars include Kate Blanchett as the stepmother and Helena Bonham Carter as the fairy godmother. The movie is set to release in March 2015 and is directed by Kenneth Branagh. Now, I don't know about you men, but I'm looking forward to this, okay?
What do you mean by that?
You said earlier you really were looking forward to it. I don't love the Disney animated version
Hold on,
of
so you're trying
Cinderella.
to say just because we're men, we don't like Cinderella?
Whatever.
I
That's a very
find that
sexist comment.
insensitive.
Fine, I apologize. Anyway, so you guys looking forward to it though?
Yeah, sure, why not? I like Cinderella.
You too.
Well, I like Cinderella. I think my favorite one was Moesha.
Moesha?
Yeah, the one they did the remake with Moesha in it.
No,
Nah.
the 1998 one?
Yeah.
I don't think that was Moesha, that was Brandy.
Oh, Brandy.
I've
Oh,
seen that one
crap.
enough times,
Sorry about that.
because she's watching.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because I love Kenneth Branagh. I love his Shakespeare movies. They're really great. This cast looks really good. I also know the guy playing Prince Charming recently had some unfortunate events happen to him on Game of Thrones, called The Red Wedding. So that's I think it's Richard Madden's playing the prince. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a beautiful movie, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with like a timeless classic. I mean, like even Generations, they, constantly rehash pretty much the same thing. They count, like for example, they keep rehashing, the new Romeos and Juliets.
Yeah.
Like other, timeless classics, like we're gonna get onto, like on like our next other segments. But you can't go wrong. I mean, it's, it's geared for, the family. Pretty much tell them, like, in the end, even despite all trials and tribulations, you could still overcome and become a, pretty princess.
Yeah.
And you find your Prince Charming.
All right. The 65th Primetime Emmys aired this past Sunday, hosted by Neil Patrick Harris. Some of the big winners of the night include Breaking Bad for Best Drama Series, Modern Family for Best Comedy, Jeff Daniels for Lead Actor in a Drama Series, Jim Parsons for Lead Actor in a Comedy Series, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Actress in a Comedy Series. Did any of you guys watch the Emmys?
I did not, but I'm very comfortable with all those actors and shows, and I just love Neil Patrick Harris.
Who
though.
doesn't?
He's a character.
Yeah, he's probably like one of the better like hosts that's been seen in a while. Like I love him, like especially with
He's very happy in more ways than one.
Yeah. I watched the Emmys like all the way through because I'm the type of person. It was very morbid because they had like 5 segments of like pretty much like specifically on 5 actors and people who died. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then they did another like memorial thing with like the other people, and I'm like, okay, that's a little odd. Which I'm like, but other than that, like they did like this whole like dance number for choreography. That was brilliant. And most of the wins I was pretty high, but I don't really watch a lot of the shows that were mentioned, which I know I should.
I feel like Jim Parsons, he's always going to be Sheldon for The Big Bang Theory. Bazinga. That's all he's going to be known for, and he plays that role to a T. I love what he does with it, and I can't wait to see what he does in the upcoming season.
Yeah.
I love The Big Bang Theory. It pretty much describes like, me and my friends in high school. I mean,
Yeah.
like to a T.
I don't watch it a lot, but like I do love it. I think like and Jim Parsons. I watch it like on occasion.
Okay.
Well, that's all the time we have for news. Stay tuned for a review of the new Fox show, Sleepy Hollow.
Bead and Pottery Works in downtown Lancaster is your creativity destination. Something new awaits you with every visit. Sit down and let your imagination decorate your own piece of pottery. Visitors can select from over 250 plus combinations of pottery and paints. If you're looking for a quick gift, string your own necklace for that personal flair or design a bracelet or a pair of earrings at the Beading Studio. The Beadworks and Pottery Works in Lancaster. Creativity for everyone, activities for all ages.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Welcome back. Last Monday, September 16th, Fox premiered their new show, Sleepy Hollow, a modern retelling of the short story about Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman. The much-anticipated show was marked as the biggest debut in 6 years, but is it worth the hype? What did you guys think about it?
I mean, it's Fox. I mean, it really doesn't say a lot if the fact that that show is really the biggest hit in 6 years, because Fox has pretty much a bad habit of keeping shows on longer than what they need to be.
Yeah. Just to give a basic plot, basically, Ichabod Crane wakes up in our time after he was killed during the Revolutionary War.
So he's a zombie?
I guess. I don't know. But he doesn't, like, go, like, and kill people.
Okay,
Sort
wait,
of.
so he died, then miraculously came back to life.
There's, like, I think they do explain it
Is it
pretty much that, like,
explained?
he was, I don't know, I don't think they fully explained it in the show, but basically, he comes back, so does the Headless Horseman.
So they're zombies.
I guess, yeah. They're zombies.
By definition.
By
they're
definition, they're zombies. And they basically came back. They meet up. He gets to work with this police officer, Abby Mills, and they basically have to stop the Headless Horseman, who is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So the apocalypse is involved. But like considering that, like going into this, I'm like, oh my god, this show's probably gonna be like really, really bad. But I kind of want to check it out. It wasn't that bad. I honestly have to say, like I liked points about it.
It was okay. My thing is that with the head, I mean, his weakness is pretty much, the sunlight, so he pretty much has to go, like, wait until nightfall comes.
Yeah.
And my thing is that what does he do throughout the day? Does he just go in or just random, like...
Maybe he's a vampire too, and he
Maybe-
just sleeps in the coffin.
So he's a zombie vampire now?
Yes, that should be a thing.
Wait, so he just goes like on a random, so he just goes like under a random rock and just waits for like, oh, it must be
I mean,
7
they
o'clock.
kinda-
The sun must be down, so I'm gonna go out and kill people.
I mean, obviously, like we're only 2 episodes in, so maybe they'll explain it more as the season goes on. Maybe, probably not.
Yeah, I wonder, like, what does he do during the day? He's probably just, like,
That's my thing.
does he,
Probably
like,
just,
have
like,
a condo or something that he goes to and
probably
just,
just, like, chilling.
chills there?
I would
Yeah.
say he'd be chilling and watching TV, but I don't think he can see.
Okay, but yeah, but my thing is that he's a headless horseman, but he can just.
Where
go
does this
around-
horse go?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
does
that's
this
my
horse
thing.
go?
They had
And,
a
and another
stable.
thing, he's headless, so how is he supposed to eat and function and still be alive?
He's a zombie.
But zombies still need to eat.
Maybe he's
Wh-
not like in a
Where does the
technical-
horse go? Where's the horse?
Like,
Okay.
Did they just drop him off at a random pond to have him eat grass and drink until night falls?
I guess. I mean, maybe he lives in a barn.
And seriously, what's Harold and Kumar just doing here? I mean, like, in the end of the
He
episode, he
didn't-
just gets his head snapped. The next thing you know, his head just comes back
That
on.
was
Whoa, Harold and Kumar was?
Well, Harold was.
Harold?
Harold
Yeah.
was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of that was actually a fairly good special effect. But like, there are some good elements. Like, I think one thing I really liked about the show is that like usually what you expect with the show is like, he come back in time, then they have like this whole like wacky humor about him like being back in time, or being like forward in time in the future and stuff. But they didn't. They had a couple of that, but most of the time it's like, here's our mission, go. So I kind of enjoyed that.
I mean, it's a Fox series. Fox series always pretty much take themselves seriously. I mean, Prison Break, 24, House. I mean, they pretty much all take themselves seriously.
And all those shows have dragged out for far too long. I thought. I think Fox gives shows a longer leash than they should.
I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, obviously, like the first episode had like massive ratings. We don't know what's gonna happen with the second episode. So maybe like this show might not. Maybe I feel like a lot of like channels lately are trying to like get this new like spin after like cable TV, just like
Hey,
destroy them.
my thing is, hey, funny you brought that up. You know what'd be funny? If the thing you actually said was true, after they defeat the whole 4 horsemen thing in the apocalypse, and the next thing you know, they just, just pretty much just talk about Ichabod and like everyday life, and just eating donuts, just chilling out with, Abby. and
Yo,
all
that'd be cool.
That
Yeah.
donut scene was funny
That'd be
though.
ballin'.
Yeah.
That donut scene was funny. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I really like the acting in this.
Yeah.
Like I really like the woman whose name I cannot remember, the one who plays Abby. Cannot remember her name, but she was in what was she last thing in? She was in that Jackie Robinson movie, and she played his wife, and she was really good in that. So I really like her in this, and it's nice.
Yeah,
to-
the one thing I didn't like in the second episode is like, they brought back the witch. It's
Yeah.
like she killed that one guy pretty much just by putting her hand through the glass and just setting the car on fire. The next thing you know, she gets resurrected. She's there for like 15 seconds, then just blows up.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like,
The second episode
y'all
was very.
did all that and you just blow her up in 15 seconds? Like,
I agree. The second episode was very anticlimactic. It was like, oh my god, I can't wait. And there was like a lot of tension. Then it's like, that's
yeah,
it.
my thing is that when like okay, we all know pretty much where this is going.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually all gonna get resurrected and all that stuff. It's like how they're gonna pretty much combat them.
Magic?
Like what they're gonna do is like it's
Power
gonna,
of imagination.
I mean, it's probably gonna be like 22 episodes, and I feel like it sounds like kind of what they're doing. I don't know if this is true, but maybe it's like there is like a plot thread, but it also seems it's gonna be also a little bit episodic. Like it's like a Monster of the Week show.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of maybe that's where it'll go, but I mean I'm still kind of liking this quite a bit. What was I talking about? I feel like the odd thing about it though is that they bring in the apocalypse. Like the story is pretty simple. It's just like this guy, the headless horseman, and then he may or may not have gotten killed by him. And now like they're bringing in like the apocalypse, obviously just to make the show like bigger. But like, does that seem odd to you?
Yeah, it does kind of seem odd. Like, oh, first episode. Oh my God, the apocalypse! Holy crap! What the heck? I mean, I'm just sat there for 15 minutes just watching the show. All of a sudden, the apocalypse is happening.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And it seems like all these shows are starting to be about the apocalypse or after Earth as we know it. So I find that kind of interesting. Like you got shows like The Walking Dead and those kind of shows. So
Yeah,
I don't know,
wasn't
interesting.
the apocalypse?
Breaking Bad. It's all about drugs.
Wasn't the apocalypse scare like last year technically?
Yeah.
Why are we so? I mean, like,
yeah, I don't know.
don't-
You gotta take what the good. You gotta take what the take what you can give. I mean, everything's pretty much either about zombies, the end of the world, or pretty much the aftermath of the end of the world.
which is like, I mean, I don't mind it, but so basically we have another, like, it's basically Sleepy Hollow. Apparently, what I did not know is that like Rotten Tomatoes is now like rating television shows now, which I find a little odd, but whatever. And it's got like a 75%, which is like a meh-ish, maybe a little higher than meh. That's where I personally think it's just like slightly above meh.
Yeah. I mean, the thing also I've seen so far is that they've really done like a poor job with like pretty much explaining like characters so far. I mean, they did somewhat a good job of explaining like Ichabod and his wife, but the priest guy. I mean, it's like he really seemed like a very important entity of that show, and he just got killed off in the first episode in like the first 5 minutes.
Well, I would say there's only been 2 episodes, and like if they're going like maybe like Once Upon a Time route, which basically like they just like explained everything throughout. Like by the end of the season, you knew what was going on. So maybe by that, I don't know. I don't watch a ton of Fox shows. I watch House a little bit, but like maybe by the end of the season, we'll know everything. So I'd say probably give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
I say if you're bored, just watch it.
I've noticed with all my TV watching is that shows always start off slow. I would just stick with it. I'm gonna try to check it out myself.
Yeah,
Alright.
I mean, seriously, they have an episode where like they figure out what the Headless Horseman does throughout the day. Like, I will seriously like consider watching that show a lot more.
Yeah, I'll let you know if they do that.
I'll pitch it to Fox.
Yeah, we'll do that. They won't listen though.
No, they won't.
It's a lie.
When we come back, we'll talk about some of our favorite and hated adaptations of some other classic literature. Stay tuned.
91.7 FM WIXQ, Millersville's #1 music source. The university's student-run radio station. Tune in daily to hear a variety of music beyond the top 40s. Want to be a DJ? All majors are welcome. Email operationsmanager@wixq.com for more information. Visit us online at wixq.com. 91.7 FM, WIXQ, your #1 music source.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
So wait, you want to do the news at 6 o'clock now?
No. 6 o'clock is dinner time.
You could just eat at 5:30.
No. 6 o'clock is dinner time.
Hey, Rory.
Yep.
What time is dinner time?
6 o'clock.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, you got that script for me? Okay.
Javati's is the best place to get lunch at the Ville. They serve breakfast all day for you late risers. Bring friends and play a board game, or use our free wireless internet. Grab a coffee and listen to live music on Fridays. Javati's, one good cup deserves another.
Welcome back. With our remaining time, let's go back to the classics. All right, so basically, like, classic literature, I'd say it's pretty much anything from, like, I'd say pretty much anything from maybe, like, the 1800s to maybe, like, the 1920s-ish classic literature, and they've been adapted to movies a lot. Like, we recently saw Great Gatsby being remade, which was not that good, in my opinion.
I don't like what Baz Luhrmann does to movies. It's just terrible.
I like his movies. Like, I generally, speaking of classics, although this is not 1800s, this is like past, I like his Romeo and Juliet movie. I know it's not perfect, but I still like it.
I like the Hamlet movies.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
most Shakespeare movies are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really. I mean, they can't really do wrong in a Shakespeare movie unless like you really have a real crappy director and crappy actors. I mean, I like the Hamlet one with Bill Murray in it.
What was that? I didn't like that one.
Oh, you didn't?
It was really boring. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was really bored.
Yeah.
I was just like.
No, I just like the climax part where it's like, you know, his mom drinks the stuff. I was like, oh my God, my mom, no.
Like in the like in the play.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just like the whole build up to that.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? You killed my mom, Claudius.
Well, yeah, like, I mean,
Shakespeare.
I think, like, the only Hamlet movie I really like is the 4-hour one by Kenneth Branagh, because, like, it's just, even though it's a really hard sit through, because, like, it's just 4 hours.
Yeah, I was watching it like, when I watched that in high school, it's like, you know, pretty much everyone was dead, then, like, you know, the guy pretty much just walked in, like, all the girls, like, oh my God, you're so cute. And then, like, he was like, hey, I'm here to take over. Oh, everyone's dead, so it's yours.
Hooray!
Yeah.
We were talking about Sleepy Hollow earlier, so I kind of want to go into, like, some horror stuff.
Seriously, what the does he do during the day? Seriously.
I can't.
All right, if you want to, if you can tell us
over
during
the break.
the day, let us know.
Over the break.
Listen,
This is all we were talking about.
I mean,
what does he do?
I mean, seriously, if you want to know, I mean, use the hashtag Sleepy Hollow MUTV to figure out what he does throughout the day.
All right, but well, I mean, if you want to speak, going back to Sleepy Hollow, the Tim Burton movie, which
Does
I
he like go to the
really
grocery
like.
store? Or
All right,
something?
okay, then let us know.
I can't. I just can't. All right, sorry.
Okay, well, we're talking about the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow movie, which I really like. I know it's kind of cheesy, but I still really like it, and that's like a lot different from the show.
I mean, it is Tim Burton. I mean, pretty much everything he does is pretty much cheesy.
Yeah, and that's like not different from the show, which is the show's The Apocalypse. The
It's
movies.
kinda like a murder mystery.
It's just a murder mystery, which is like I mean, I know it's super cheesy, some stuff that's completely stupid, but like the blood is ridiculous. Christopher Walken is ridiculous.
Christopher Walken is always ridiculous,
Yeah.
though. Like,
But I still liked it. More horror stuff. There's actually a Dracula television show coming out at the end of October with Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and I don't know much about it, but I think it's actually taking place like in the 1800s, and it's done by NBC, which should be interesting.
I like Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
I do. My problem is like
He
NBC.
fits that mold.
Yeah, NBC just doesn't do like brilliant shows. Although Hannibal, which is like I don't know if those books are actually classics, but that's a great show.
Hey, didn't it get Scrubs right?
I don't know. I don't really watch Scrubs.
They got Scrubs right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, okay. So there's a lot. Okay, it's going on Dracula. There's a lot of adaptations of Dracula. Like a lot. Like I think there's a bunch of them from like the 40s. I think there's like the Bela Lugosi one.
Yeah.
There's the I think Christopher Lloyd was in them, which is awesome. And then there's the one I've seen, which is the Francis Ford Coppola one, which has Gary Oldman as Dracula, which works. And then there's Keanu Reeves, who's being all British. And it's just, that movie was not
What
good.
else does Keanu Reeves do?
I don't know.
He's British. Can't help it.
Well, I mean, I just don't
I
think
mean, did he stop bullets with his hand?
No.
Like he did in The Matrix? Like,
No, but like he gets attacked by a couple of vampire women, which I know some people
Oh, I
would.
saw that one.
Yeah.
No, wait, that was Van Helsing. Never mind.
Going on Van Helsing.
wait,
not
what's Van Helsing?
Hugh Jackman is
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
That's got a fair amount of
That's a
literature.
Dracula. That's
got
Dracula,
Dracula.
kinda.
That's got Dracula and Frankenstein and Jekyll and
I
Hyde.
mean, Wolverine played Van Helsing?
Yeah, it's not that good. It's not good though.
Oh, that's probably why I never heard it.
I thought it was alright.
I don't like it. Like there's just some parts like for some reason it's just like it seems like really ridiculous and like it's literally Van Helsing is a guy who has lost his memory and is trying to find it again. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Sounds like
That's true.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I think it came out like a year
Hugh
after.
Jackman might not have a good memory because he's always trying to find it.
I think it came out like a year after the first X-Men movie. So that's
Yeah,
just
he was already well known.
And then I
He
think
really
it was like found. I don't remember the movie honestly. There's like really bad CGI, something with like a werewolf and like if you give them an antidote they're fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then his family's just like trying to kill Dracula and like there's Kate. I was gonna say Kate Blanchett, but it's Kate Beckinsale. It was like from Transylvania and they're like, and there's like it's not that good movie, but.
Yeah. Somebody didn't even talk about Dante's Inferno. I read the book. I mean, it was a very good book. I like the concept. It's just like, all this stuff was pretty much like in Old English. I really couldn't like decipher it really
I've
as
not
good.
seen any adaptations of that. I feel like it's probably a good amount though, because I feel like if you just like maybe modernize the dialogue a little bit and make it like more like the way people actually spoke, it could be a good movie.
Yeah.
Or a TV show, whatever. Probably a good TV show. I think one thing I read last year in high school, not last year in high school, 2 years ago in high school, was the Jekyll and Hyde. And that's been adapted a bunch of times. And like, because they had to actually, that one's changed a lot because of the fact that the book is actually taken as a mystery. So, and the fact of the matter is like, we know the twist ending. We know that Jekyll and Hyde are the same person.
So is it pretty much like straightforward? All right, Dr. Jekyll, drinks some mad potion, then it becomes Hyde.
Pretty much, and then there's been some like good adaptations. There's been some like crappy ones. The one I've seen is a miniseries that the BBC did, which is actually like it's a modern tale of it, and it's just like it's really really good. And it's basically saying that maybe like this, it's not like a modern retelling of the story. It's more like the story exists, but here's maybe this guy's connected to it somehow.
I've only really saw one really adaptation of him. That was in that movie with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where you pretty much just gather like all the all these superpower beings to for like this one common cause, like finding the gold or something.
Yeah, that's the League of Extraordinary. I've heard of that the graphic novel. I've heard it's like a great graphic novel, and that has a bunch of classic literature people together. And then I've heard about the movie, which I heard is not good. And even like what you're on the movie.
So what do you think about Sherlock Holmes?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
That's a great example.
Yeah,
you
Sherlock
got
Holmes.
Robert Downey Jr.
Iron Man.
You got Benedict Cumberbatch, which I love that show so much, and that show's probably. I think I love the Robert Downey Jr. I like the first movie. The second one I don't like that much. You be quiet.
And then there's a TV series
Yeah,
that just got renewed with Lucy Liu, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. I heard it's okay though.
My brother watches it. He seems to like it.
Yeah, I don't really watch that. Like I like the first Sherlock Holmes movie, the one with Robert Downey Jr. I didn't really like the second one that much, just because I thought it was like a little too much. But like the TV series, which is basically like 3 TV movies, I love. It's just like, they basically like they take like the stories and it's just like really good dialogue and you can follow the mystery. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays Sherlock and Martin Freeman who plays John Watson. I thought you were gonna say Martin Freeman is Bilbo Baggins, but like they're both just like
he is Bilbo
Baggins. They're both just like phenomenal, and it's just like at the ending of like season 2, like made me cry because it's just so sad. I think season 3 is coming out in January, probably. And final thoughts on any adaptations, other ones?
I'm sure I'll think of one after.
There's
the
probably,
show.
there's like a ton of like Les Miserables, there's a ton of like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of like Little Women or Trying to think of the books I have, like Pride and Prejudice. There's like,
Raisin in the Sun.
oh yeah, isn't that's a yeah? I've never actually read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Thanks,
book, though.
guys. That's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time on Rough Cut.